welcome back to the SBP podcast, Mobile Filmmaking. You're listening to episode 134, and I'm your host, Susie Botello.
Talking for a few hours, every other few nights, I can make you feel alright. You're showing off this power, one look, should I go for you? I might. Although you may not notice all the things I've done, all for you is true. And I'm sorry that I'm not your type, but you'll never be mine, I guess that's fine. Yeah, it's not that I'm afraid, no, it's only cause I know the truth. Won't play no games though, just wanna know what to do. And I'm running off from the start. Running off from the start, yeah. It's not that I'm afraid, no, it's only cause I know the truth.
Hey, are you into cosplay? We're about to have a conversation with Spider-Man. I'm just kidding. His name is Jasper Capalad.
Whoa!
And he is right here, right now, as our guest. He's actually not Spider-Man, but he made a Spider-Man film.
Ooh.
And so I introduce you to Jasper.
Hey, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm honored to have you on this. It's like, it's not every day you get to talk about Spider-Man, mobile filmmaking, cosplay, and all that great fun stuff with someone.
I am not Spider-Man. That's not me.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I could do that better, but I'm kind of getting embarrassed now. So let's see. Now, you submitted another film to the film festival here in San Diego.
Yeah.
And we don't know if it's going to get selected or not, but we like you anyway. So even if it's not, we know you're not going to hate us.
Yeah. All good.
Yeah. And either way, you're going to make it to San Diego's film festival because you are a San Diego native.
Mm-hmm. I love San Diego.
Yeah. And you're here now in San Diego, just not here.
Yeah, because I live
there.
Yeah, no, I live in LA, but I'm here in San Diego for now because there's a film festival here called the San Diego Filipino Film Festival, and my short film got selected over there.
Yeah, and you're an actor.
Yeah, I'm an actor, director, editor, writer, all of that.
Yeah, sounds good. So let's talk a little bit about what you do, where you come from. Now, I was looking, Jasper actually is also a musician.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so the song that we just heard at the opening of this conversation in this episode was actually Jasper's song.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Jasper, share with everybody a little bit about what brought you into the music performing business, because I have a feeling you did that before you got into acting. Or
Oh, yeah. So it all started because when I was a kid, I wanted to do filmmaking, but I never really had friends to do it with. But at least with music, I could do everything myself. So I think it was around freshman year. I saw it also started with my friends too. My friends, Donovan, if you ever listen to this, what up, homie? It's been a while. But I've seen my friends, Donovan, Sabrina, everyone, all the high school alumni, or all alumni. They were all performing in the high school talent shows, and I got pretty inspired. And at the same time, Ed Sheeran was popping off, Shawn Mendes was popping off, and I was in love with with Ed Sheeran. So I picked up a guitar, thank you to my mom and dad, and they've been supporting me with music for a while. And I kind of just taught myself how to do music producing while I was in high school. And then I started writing, and then I joined musical theater. I joined advanced theater. I joined choir, advanced choir, and then honor choir, which is like college level choir, but it's like not in high school. I have to like travel somewhere far. It's crazy, but Yeah, I love it so much, performing on stage and just performing songs, writing songs. To this day, I am writing new songs. I have a new EP that's like on its way. I'm really really excited. But yeah, that's where I do music.
The song that I'm looking for it here because you have on your YouTube channel. We'll throw links to all this stuff, guys. On your YouTube channel, you have so many songs there.
Yeah.
But this one that I was referring to, which is the one that, by the way, I got Jasper's permission to do this. Is called, what is it called again? It's your latest one.
Oh, my latest one?
Yeah.
I think my latest one is If I Could Have You with my friend Ezekiel Renner.
It's your official. It's called Notice.
Oh, Notice.
Your official music video.
Oh yeah, that one. I made that with my phone a while ago. That was some good times.
Well, that's why, because when I was watching the video, you're actually using the phone as a microphone.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, good times.
I know.
I think I made this in 2020.
Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty cool that you did that.
Yeah.
There's an episode in our podcast previously from someone, and when I find it, I'll throw the link on here about how you can actually compose music. Basically using iPhone and GarageBand, which is what this guy used. So,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. And I forgot the name of the company, but he does that for a living. He teaches tutorials on with sound with a sound studio as a composer. And he was dared to do that, and he did it. But few years later, here you are, and you did the same thing pretty much. But you also used a different. You didn't use GarageBand.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so funny looking back at this because obviously it's like low budget, and I'm pretty self-aware with it. But yeah, I have a friend where he made music with GarageBand, and it sounded amazing. Like it's like just all my friends are so talented. I love them. But yeah, oh my gosh, I'm like watching right now.
Well, so at the end of this episode, you'll hear our theme song. Basically, at the end of the episode, I made that in GarageBand.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to deal with music licensing and stuff like that, so I made it, and then it's become the song at the end of each podcast. I mean, each episode, actually. Yeah. And so I just thought it should be something that I created with GarageBand.
Yeah, I think...
so to walk the talk the walk.
Yeah. I think that's like the best part of like knowing how to produce music, because you could avoid literally copyright because you make your own music. I mean, that it depends if you make a cover or anything. But in terms of just like you want to make a song, you have an idea in your head, just make it. I think that's the best part. Like, I think there's only 2 songs in Field Day that are copyrighted, but the rest, the entire movie, that was all scored by me, Ezekiel, Skylar. Like there is like we all composed the music in Field Day, and in my previous like short film, The Shot, I composed that too. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of The Shot. The score in that one, I'm so proud of it. It's so cool. I'm so proud. Like, yeah, it's really cool. And I made a sound for my quote unquote production company. And it's like, it's so cool. It's so cool.
You realize what he's doing, guys. He's actually schmoozing over here. He really wants his film to be selected.
Hey, yo, guys, please.
Yeah. Well, listen, let's talk about the field, because you just won a big award on that, didn't you?
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was a roller coaster. That was so.
But I think there's something really cool about that. Who your competition was.
Yeah,
and that you still won, because a lot of film festivals have an actual separate category.
Yeah.
Where only mobile films compete, if you're going to do that, you might as well be in our film festival.
Yeah.
But what you did was you were competing with traditional camera films, you know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So pretty much like the entire film festival, like once you get accepted, they sent out a link of all the other like films that you're competing against. And I watched every single one of them, and I was like throughout the 3 days of just waiting who's gonna get announced for winner, I was like, oh my god, there's no these pardon me. These look amazing. Like this is like some Hollywood stuff. And particularly there's this one Star Wars fan film that got into the festival, and it just looked like it was crazy. I showed my mom, I showed my girlfriend, I showed my friends. All of them had the same answer. They're like, oh yeah, we lost. Oh yeah, that looks dope. I was like, oh my gosh, ow, oh my gosh, and including like,
but
you know,
it's not about winning though.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
always
yeah.
just a plus, but it's
Yeah.
not, you know. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, you're okay. But yeah. So like as like time went by, I'm just like waiting and waiting, and it was like really like emotional. And you know, like you like start to like doubt yourself for a bit. It's like, oh man, like that quality looks crazy. Oh my gosh, that bokeh is like way crazier than like my bokeh in my film. But
Explain what a
obviously-
bokeh is.
Oh yeah, a bokeh. So for those of you that don't know what a bokeh is, it's basically when the background is blurry.
Focus.
Yeah, the background
it's like
is
the
blurry.
cinematic mode on
It's a
the,
very yeah, pretty much, and it looks so pretty. It looks so pretty. But yeah, it gets to Sunday, and it's the most intense like game of patience, because everyone was like waiting. Everyone was like, all the filmmakers were waiting, and they announced the winners. And when I read the first line of they also sent an email too. When I saw the first line of my email, my heart just like dropped, and it said, congratulations, your film has won the Tarzana Film Festival. And I was like, oh my, me and my girlfriend started crying. Yeah, it was really emotional. But then like I started like look back at it. I was like, man, like I should be more proud of this, because like this film was filmed on my phone, and we competed against like DSLRs and like budget, you know, crazy high budget like productions. So
Yeah.
I'm like grateful. I'm really happy and like proud, really proud of everyone, proud of myself. But yeah.
And how I mean, did they give you a reason why?
Oh yeah, so basically they also gave out like notes for everyone to read. They really liked the story. They really liked the cinematography. And I think the reason why the Star Wars one almost got second place, but the reason why it got second place was because of audio. And for me, like I knew from the get-go, like audio is like really important. You can have the most prettiest looking film, but if the audio is like terrible, it's terrible. Or not the entire film is terrible, but you know,
Well, I mean, it could, because then it becomes unwatchable.
like like you're not gonna be able to hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
So like with Field Day, there was moments on the shoot days where we did some ADR, because Spider-Man Field Day was filmed like while doing guerrilla filmmaking. Like we did guerrilla filmmaking style. And because of that, we were filming in downtown San Diego. You know how loud that place is. It's really loud. So I was like, and you know, the whole story is Spider-Man running around downtown, and there's dialogue. So there's absolutely no way we were going to do that. So I legit pulled my Spider-Man actors, and I was like, yo, just pretend you're running. All right. Just run in place and just say your lines. And then I put that audio in post, and it worked. It worked just fine.
Nice.
But there's also moments where I couldn't hear what they were saying. So I was like, thankfully they all have like really like they have condenser microphones, and they just recorded their lines. And so I couldn't like drive over, because I was in LA while editing, and everyone's in San Diego, so I couldn't drive all the way down with my boom mic. But with the power of audio editing, it worked. So. Yeah, I did a lot of audio work for this. You guys will see. You guys will see.
All right, share a little bit about the synopsis for your film.
So, Spider-Man Field Day, it's basically Spider-Man like chasing down these criminals, but he runs out of webs. But a young hero comes by, and he joins along the chase. Honestly, I could have said that better.
Yeah, let me read it.
Edit that part out.
Let me
Edit that part out.
No. I kind of think that fits, but let me read it. It says, as Spider-Man runs out of webs while fighting crime, a young fighter decides to join the fight to uncover the mystery of his missing father.
Whoa.
See? That's why I was saying it kind of fits.
I didn't have the page popped up. I was like, oh, shoot. So I was just like improv. But yeah, basically the synopsis of Spider-Man Field Day, it goes like this. As Spider-Man runs out of webs while fighting crime, a young fighter decides to join the fight to uncover the mystery of his missing father. And I'm pretty sure like everyone that follows the Spider-Man Field Day Instagram account, it's Miguel O'Hara. That's Spider-Man from the future. But what I did was I made this little like my own sort of universe where Miguel, like he's young and he grew up with Spider-Man. So now they like these two Spider-Man like are like working together. And I won't spoil too much, but
don't.
Yeah, no, I won't spoil. I won't spoil too much, but it's fun. It's really fun.
Well, I had the privilege, and it was a privilege because the film's not out yet.
Yeah.
It's not allowed to be out yet. But on top of that, that's good. But I had the privilege of watching the film, and it really is a good story. It's very captivating. And it's got live action, the audio is good. And there's a lot of things to it. The acting is good. There's a lot of things to the film which are pretty good. And you're probably wondering, well, if it's that good, why isn't it at the film festival? Well, because we have a time limit. I mean, we've raised it from 1 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is still the time limit for the Rookie Award films.
Yeah.
But for the short film competition, it's now 3 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And so, but this film is, how long is it? It's like 19 minutes or something?
It's 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah, it's 20. So I tried making a 10-minute version, but that was not working. Like the pacing was terrible. I was like, oh yeah, it's not gonna work.
Some films work and some films don't. And I think depending on the story and the fluff, you know what I mean by fluff?
Yeah. There's
because otherwise it could work, and it's always a good practice to tighten your film anyways.
Yeah, no, I was about to say because I submitted The Shot. That's my first ever short film, and when I released it to the public, it was like 11 minutes. I'm actually glad that your rules is 10 minutes because when I trimmed it up, I was like, oh my gosh. Like I said, that's my first ever short film. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of fluff. So thankfully, the one I submitted to your festival, it's like way, like the pacing is way faster. Yeah, it's way. So I'm actually like, I really like that you did that. Like that's really good. Like it's a really good like a wake up call for like, or like, yeah, like basically when filmmakers are like, oh shoot, like there's pacing issues. And it's like, that's cool because with Spider-Man Field Day, the original runtime was like 25 minutes. But there was like this really big scene. I'm not going to say it, but I had to cut it out the final cut because that was the moment I was like, oh my gosh, this is long. I was like, this is really long. So I cut it out, and now it's 20 minutes.
And scenes are a part of the whole. They're not the whole.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah.
But again, it is about the story, but it's also, it's not like a story in a book.
Yeah.
It's a story that you're playing out on film. And some things you don't have to show everything, It can be implied.
Yeah, like it's like a
people will get it.
Yeah, show don't tell type moment.
Yeah. So let's talk about, so what inspired you to make this movie? I heard it had something to do with a costume.
Oh, yeah. So it's funny because so at the time I completed my first short film, which is The Shot. And I was like so happy. I was like, I did it. My first short film ever. I did it. And at the time, my Spider-Man, I have to keep his name a secret for now because that's Spider-Man. But he got this suit for a cosplay to go to this like event. I forgot what event it was, but he got it, and I remember he called me and he showed me. I was like, "Whoa, that looks cool." He's like, yeah, you know, like you see the webbings. I'm gonna like paint over the webbings and get like a lenses, custom lenses." And I was like, "What?" So then a week go by and like we were on call and he was just showing me, and I was like so blown away. I was like, "Hey, Spidey, how cool would it be if we made a movie with this?" And immediately he was on board. And because he worked with me on my last project, so I'm so thankful that like he believed in me and trusted me. So I at the time I spent so much money on the shot. I was okay. I gotta use my money wisely on this project. So I was like, okay, if I want to make a Spider-Man project, how could I make an effective story, but budget wise affordable? So obviously I was like, okay, Spider-Man with webs is a lot of visual effects. I can't do that personally, and I cannot hire anyone to do it. So that's the story. He doesn't have webs.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then there's like a lot of fan films. I'm pretty sure you know who Miles Morales is. He's the new Spider-Man. But I think nobody really knows who Miguel O'Hara is. For those of you that don't know, Miguel O'Hara is Spider-Man from the future, and he's like super, super cool. He's really cool, but no one really knows who he is. But he's about to finally make his like movie debut next year in the new Spider-Man movie. But I don't know if that movie's gonna delve into his origin story, but at least when you watch Spider-Man Field Day, you will learn who Miguel is, and I'm really excited for that.
Some of these films get trippier and trippier just because they're trying to extend, the original story, right?
Yeah.
Into a way that makes sense. Kind of like, did you see the last Matrix film? I actually went to watch that.
Yeah, I watched with my mom, and I was like, what? What did I just watch?
I really enjoyed it though, because the thing is, like, you have to know the previous films, for that. But yeah, they get kind of complicated, because you want to still make more of those films.
Yeah.
And then, you risk losing people, but the true fans, right, that are following it, and with such a famous figure like, Spider-Man, Batman,
Oh yeah.
Wonder Woman, those are incredibly famous stories, and they evolve around the character, which is like what you did with your film. It was like you have the character, and that's why we created one of the reasons why we created our cosplay category for the film festival, because we have that. And it was inspired by, so basically we have, and we're going to announce something very soon, but it was, Dude Vader and Star Wars Steampunk Universe, sponsoring the film festival's red carpet.
Yeah.
And they basically escort the filmmakers, and the filmmakers, I'm like, don't just get escorted. Take advantage of this, make a show, and they just go crazy. And I think people go crazy around me anyways.
Yeah. I know, I probably would too.
Yeah, during that, I'm kind of like a director. I'm like, all right, get ready. Are you ready? Okay, come on in. Let's do something, and I'm like, get over here, do this, And so it's just so much fun. And because of them, and, because I've always been attracted to cosplay anyways, not as myself.
Yeah.
I just love how creative people get and how evolved they are. I was sitting at a cosplay event one time, and I was sitting right next to somebody, and this person, I forgot the character that she was playing, but she was dead in that character, even though, she was the character.
Yeah.
She wouldn't speak because the character did not speak, so she would not speak.
Ooh,
she never smiled. She was It's role playing big time.
Yeah.
You know, and so with your film, you know, that inspired you to make a movie is actually the point that I wanted to make when I created this. It was like, hey guys, you already have your characters and they're based on stories, even if you make them up.
Yeah.
And which I think is even cooler, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
Because then you have, you know, if you do that and you already love to play these roles and dress up and everything, make a movie, use your smartphone, and be a part of this great event here in San Diego, which is also the home of San Diego's Comic-Con. So,
whoop, whoop.
Yeah. So, so you made that. Why don't you give me your perspective on what is cosplay?
Well, like I'm not like too into it, but I do like respect like cosplay. They look cool. I think it's fun. It's really like, you know, stand out from the crowd, you know. I think my favorite cosplay, and because personally I love Godzilla, there's this one guy I saw cosplay as Godzilla, and it was like decked out. It was like full rubber suit. The guy made it himself, and it was also one of my favorite like Godzilla designs.
Yeah.
Like, people are creative, and I love it.
Yeah, this isn't like go to the Halloween store and grab a costume
like it's
type thing.
nuts.
I mean,
it's nuts.
The culture, right? The cosplay culture,
yeah,
is really I mean, they create their costumes.
Yeah,
and they get very you know, Dude Vader is constantly upgrading and update. He has a 3D printer.
That's so
as
cool.
Well, so he gets very elaborate. In which he's you know, part of a, you know, charity group.
Yeah.
And so they go out, they go to St. Joseph's Hospital and things like that. And he creates a special look for each one of those events.
Yeah.
In our film festival, he actually, you know, 3D printed. On top of his helmet is our logo. I think it's really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aww.
So yeah, that's part of the culture, is the creation part.
It's I love it. I have so much like respect for like cosplayers too. Like when my Spider-Man went to the cosplay event, like he sent me so many pictures, and I was like, dude, that looks so fun. I wish I was creative like that. I wish I was like brave. Like, it takes a lot of guts to go out like that in public too. So like really, I have so much respect for cosplays. It's really, really cool. I love it.
And they make people happy.
Yeah,
you know?
no, that's like the best part. Like during like while we were like doing guerrilla filmmaking, the time, like, you know, when you get caught filming in public areas without a permit, you know, it's a lot of trouble, right?
Yep.
You get fined or
I'm
arrested.
laughing. I'm so mean.
No, you're okay.
Oh, you got arrested. Oh.
But dude, imagine that, like, you're not even talking to me. This is like someone else. But these police officers, when they saw us and they came up to us, like, my heart is like beating up my chest. I'm like, oh, this is it. This is my downfall. This is it. Nah, you know what they said? Hey, who's in charge here? I'm like, it's me, officer. Can I get a picture with your Spider-Man? They said, can I take a picture with your Spider-Man? He looks so cool. I was like, oh my gosh. Yes, go take a picture with my Spider-Man.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I have stories about that as well, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, one of our friends, because I used to be a weekend filmmaker, you know, part of that.
Yeah.
And one of the people, they were filming this other short film, and it was something about the mafia.
Oh.
And they were at a restaurant, and it was like, you know, a scene with guns, right?
Yeah.
And they took it outside of the restaurant, unfortunately, and they were on the sidewalk, you know, and somebody called the cops because they thought it was real. And the cops happened to be so close by. I think it was downtown. They happened to be so close by. They got there immediately, and they almost shot the guy.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? Because they didn't realize he was using a prop gun.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, if you're making a film, it's not like a prop gun doesn't have an orange thing around it. That's a toy.
Yeah, no, it gets tricky. Yeah, I think this happened recently too. There's like a big budget production.
Yeah, the one with Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, or not with Alec Baldwin. There was like another production just recently. It was either L.A. or New York. I can't remember, but they were doing a bank heist scene, and the acting was so good that the cops just happened to be there and they almost shot the guy. And when the actor was like, "It's for a movie," like the officer literally almost didn't like believe him until like the cast and crew like came out. I was like, "Hey, relax." It's
See what happened with this one. So I'm thinking that this is something that our listeners will want to hear. What happened with this one, because, immediately you're like, well, the cops would see the camera, they would see the crew, the microphone, all that stuff.
Yeah.
What happened with this one was that it bled into the street, pun intended, because they were shooting it from inside the restaurant.
Oh no! Yeah, because I was like, does the officer not see the camera and the boom mics?
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So when he was doing this, I'm running away from the guy with the gun, right?
Dang.
Then it was outside.
Yeah.
Of the restaurant, and so when the cops came, right, it was just a guy with a gun, and then the director was there. You know what I mean? It was literally just within a couple of minutes, and you got to realize they do more than one take.
Oh, yeah.
So whoever saw the first take, then they did it a few more times, and by that time the cops showed up.
You think the person would get like, that guy's doing the exact same thing?
No, because what happened is the person got out of the way. They ran off. Like, oh my God, someone with a gun. And then they went around the corner and called the cops. They weren't going to go back to the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, things happened.
Yeah.
There was another time where somebody, Coronado Bridge, they were, they got the call from, so one of our friends, Mickey Harrison, she's like 87 now. She's an iPhone filmmaker. Kind of. And she used to do one of those volunteer police things that they do here in San Diego with the older people. And they got a call from a jumper on the Coronado Bridge wearing a white wedding outfit, like a white wedding dress.
Whoa, yeah.
And she immediately thought, girl are filmmakers. But the cops didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And that can be dangerous, because if they don't know, and imagine, you could traumatize people, driving by. It did turn out to be somebody making a movie, but obviously they didn't get a permit for it. With something like that, you really should get a permit.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And when it involves guns outside, things like that, you got to get a permit.
Oh my gosh, that's
guerrilla
intense.
filmmaking is, with a phone is great.
Yeah.
In general. So tell me a little more about, smartphone filmmaking. You were talking about the cinematography.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That actually made an impression on the judges for this film festival. So
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, like I made my first short film with my iPhone. Using this app called Filmic Pro, and I'm pretty sure all of you guys know what Filmic Pro is. But for those of you that don't know, Filmic Pro is an app, like a cinematography app for every mobile device. You could get it on your phone, but basically you have like manual control of like shutter speed, ISO, the focus. It's amazing. Like I really do think it's like an amazing like app. And you can film in 24 frames per second. There's like filters and lenses that you could buy, like external filters and lenses. I love Moment. I love Sandmark. It's amazing.
Sandmark is in San Diego, right?
Yeah, that represent, baby.
I went and visited them at their location back in 2020, actually, for 2020, actually. They're in San Diego, and so is Lume Cube for the lights. They're in PB.
That's so cool. I love San Diego, bro. Oh my gosh, yeah. But yeah, there's like, and the thing with like mobile filmmaking too is that it's, for me personally, I think it's more affordable. Like, I can't afford a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K. That's like 2,000, 1, and then on top of that, like actual lenses for like those like DSLR cameras. Those are way more expensive than like, you know, a camera. You know, it's like they range to like 10K or 8K. Like, it's expensive.
Yeah, in our last episode with Aunt Pruitt, we were actually talking about that. The difference in price between the body of the camera and the lenses.
The lenses, yeah.
The lenses are the most expensive, and they're usually the ones that get dropped first.
Yeah, that's tough. That's so tough. But at least thankfully, our boys, Sandmark and Moment, they have external lenses for, you know, your devices, and they're only like $100. That's way cheaper, like astronomically cheaper than like those like other ones. And they have anamorphic lenses. You know,
and don't forget Moondog Labs.
Yeah, Moondog Labs. Oh my gosh,
because they're the OG.
They are. Oh my! I don't know why I did not say that. Yeah, Moondog Labs are the OGs. They made they helped make Tangerine.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have so much respect for, like, you know, the OGs. But yeah, I just thought, like, and plus I got the iPhone 13 Pro, and I was so, like, my first short film, the shot, I was so blown away with like how like it turned out. Like I think because of that, I was like, yeah, for a while now, I'm gonna stick with this phone. I don't know when I'll transfer, but I'm not really interested, you know, in transferring anytime soon. I am honest, like, to God, like, really impressed with like mobile filmmaking.
Which one are you using right now?
The 13 Pro.
13 Pro, yeah. I just have the plain 13.
The plain 13.
Yeah, the plain.
They're both like equally.
I just have noodles with no sauce.
The no ultra wide lens. The only downside for like the 13 Pro, and I think even for the 14, like the megapixels, like the main camera has more, like the 27 millimeters has more megapixels than the ultra wide, so you're gonna get like a lot of noise on the ultra wide. But other than that, it's fine. I like, you know, it's cool.
Yeah. Well, look, there were some incredible films shot with the iPhone 4S.
I know, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it actually, if you go to mobilefilmstories.com and you see Conrad Mess on the homepage there, if you watch those films, there's like some really great films that was shot. So he took them into Adobe, After Effects.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he made his first one, there was no Filmic Pro or anything like that.
Yeah.
And the films looked awesome on the big screen.
I saw his videos. Like when you sent me that link, I was impressed. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Yeah. Now that's an OG.
Yeah,
iPhone
he's
filmmaker
the GOAT.
Right there.
He's the
the
GOAT.
most awarded iPhone filmmaker of the time.
Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. Cassius?
No, Conrad Mess.
Oh yeah, Conrad Mess. There's another guy that I really like.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. He was also in one of the episodes in our podcast too. Cassius Rayner.
Yeah, him. Yeah, he's really cool.
Yeah. So but again, so the best phone to use is the one you've got. Mm-hmm. Get your story out there first. Get your story in mind. Get the vision. Let's talk about a little bit about that. Now, you did write a screenplay for this, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So before you could do anything, you got to write the script. And like I said, I wanted it to be like pretty, like, affordable with budget. And like, I'm going to bring it back to the guerrilla filmmaking. Like, we're not going to do anything intense in public. Literally, it's called Field Day. I didn't want to do anything intense in public because we're low budget. If we get caught, I am screwed. But I just wanted to create like an
But you
effective...
did have some fight scenes.
Yeah. So that was fun. I didn't get permits for that, but I did ask for permission for them. But like oh my gosh, let me tell you. I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's this really really big like fight scene, but in like it's really cool. It looks so
cool.
dope. But
Yeah.
in real life, we only had 1 hour to film that entire thing, and I was really stressed out. Everyone, like, as a director, the only person I want to be stressed out is me. Everyone else was having a good time. Everyone was. I love my cast and crew, but that day, I literally told everyone, like we had rehearsals. We had like 2-day rehearsals, and when we went on set, I had them rehearse it to the core, to the dot, to the exact.
Yeah, because it's
Everything,
choreographed.
yeah. And we only have 1 hour. I literally told them, I was like, we're only gonna do one take wonders with every angle. We can't lose, like, every second counts.
Yeah.
But yeah, wait, what was the topic? I'm so sorry. I like went
No,
off.
we're talking about guerrilla filmmaking and screenwriting.
Yeah, screenwriting. Okay, my bad.
No,
yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah, for writing a script is like the most important thing, because that's what established the entire thing. So gotta write the. Well, I mean, for me, my process is like I bring up my notes app on my phone, and it's like just the synopsis, the themes, the genre, and what's the whole thing gonna be about. And I just wanted to create like a simple comedy type story, because like I also wanted to stand out too. If you search up any like Spider-Man fan films on YouTube, there's a lot of dramatic ones. Like they're really like they get pretty sad.
You
and
had some drama
depressing.
in this one.
Yeah, a little bit of drama, but not too much. The whole thing that I wanted with this is for people to have fun with it. And
emotion wins.
Yeah, emotion definitely wins. Like, there is an emotional scene, like
and emotion could be laughter, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
like or like intimate. Like there's an intimate scene in this film, but overall, like when the credits roll, like my whole goal is for you to have fun with it, and this is like it's a vibe. And I'm pretty like Susie. I know you enjoyed the credits. I am so in love. Like I'm so proud of the credits.
Dude, those credits rocked.
Yeah, like I'm so excited for everyone to see this thing. It's a ride. I'm really really happy with this.
Forget watching the film. Just watch the credits. No.
Yeah, watch the credits.
No, but it was a really pleasant surprise.
Thank you.
To have the credits be so awesome, because a lot of people, they just kind of go, okay, it's over. Just, they leave it up to the editor for the most part to do the credits. There have been some really awesome films that take advantage of the opening credits and the closing credits. And I think you did a really great job
Thank you.
end with the credits. I love them.
Yeah, and thankfully I edited this entire thing, so I knew what I wanted from the get-go. There's I think recently, there's this movie called Pearl. Their credit, that credit scene is, I was like, whoa, that's amazing. And then my friend, his name's Art. He also makes short films himself, but he showed me his short film, a private screening, and his credits is very creative too. I was like, whoa. I was like, okay, But yeah, I really do like credits, creative credits. It brought me back to Disney, the old classic Disney movies. That was the goal I wanted to go for. Pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
So when it comes to smartphone cinematography, what you can do, did you find differences, because we were talking earlier about that, on how much that played into your award, at this festival. What were some of the differences, some of the benefits, of the cinematography that you can achieve with a smartphone camera?
Oh my gosh, yeah. That too. I have a lot of experience on Hollywood production stuff, and I know how long it takes to move the camera from one spot to another, because they're heavy, they're expensive. You gotta be careful with it.
You're an actor.
Yeah,
you have to sit there and wait while they're doing all that fun stuff.
I sit and watch sometimes, and it's a lot. It's a lot. But thankfully, which is why I'm going to stick with mobile film for a long time, is how fast you could get stuff done. Just a few weeks ago, me and my team decided to reshoot the ending of Field Day, and it took like 1 hour. But there's so many angles we took, and I think that's like the biggest benefit is how mobile, no pun intended, how mobile you are with just your phone. You could literally like change things on the fly. There's like tripods, gimbals, or just hold it handheld. I have a little rig, a tiny little like $20 plastic rig that I have for my phone, and it works like a charm. It's amazing. Like it's amazing. If you guys are starting out filmmaking, I really, really do recommend like starting out with like your phone, because you'll learn a lot, and yeah.
Yeah, and you might end up sticking to it. One of the things, the difference between the short films and the feature films, obviously feature film is a lot more work.
Oh yeah.
And also from the audience perspective, well, not perspective, but what you want from the audience is you want to keep them captivated throughout, an hour and a half, basically.
Yeah.
But what happens is the distribution opportunity, because distribution, like Amazon, Netflix, and, all those Tubi, most of the distribution platforms want feature films.
Yeah.
And they don't really care that much about short films.
Yeah.
So if you're making a film, a feature film, and you want it to get that distribution, imagine how much time you save just between setups.
Oh my gosh,
and people think, oh, but the quality, compared to, and it's like, well, dude, if they're like already accepting it, like they have, there's an article that I wrote that actually gives you examples of films that were shot with phones, not all iPhones, and they're already on Amazon and Tubi and other platforms.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, if that's the end goal that you want, right?
Yeah.
You want to go to Amazon and say, well, do I want to watch Spider-Man? Or do I want to watch Jasper's Spider-Man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, if that's the deal, then why not save the money? Because the outcome, the end result, right?
Yeah.
Is basically the same. As long as you've got a good story and everything else, and the audio is good and all that.
Pretty, like, it's the story hypnotizes you that you completely forget that it's filmed on a phone. I love that so much.
Yeah, well, you forget you're watching a movie pretty much. I mean, you just escape. You're part of that story now. You're the protagonist. Right?
It's so, like, in a way, I'm kind of tricking people. When I submit Field Day into like a little bit of the festivals, I kind of trick them. I kind of say, oh yeah, let's film with a DSLR, and they don't notice, they don't notice.
One of the reasons that you want to have a screenplay as well is because when you're putting a film together, you're also you're selling it to people who want to get involved, actors, producers, crew members. And in order to get that, your vision of the film is really playing out in a screenplay. So when you have that, you can sell your film. And and I don't mean sell it for money, although it'll help you with funding as well. Right. So when you wrote your film, you did all that, and then let's talk a little bit about the audio.
Oh yeah, the audio. So basically I bought this boom microphone kit. It was like $300. Honestly, most of the budget went to that. But it was the Rode Video Mic Go 2. There you go. And basically it's a plug into your, like, you have to plug into your phone in order for it to work. So thankfully, I have like an extra like iPhone 7. It's like super old. The battery's terrible, but at least, like, for recording audio, it's not going to drain the battery that fast. So I basically connected my iPhone 7S. Thank you, Michaela, for that. Thank you. She gave me that phone a long time ago. But obviously when I transitioned to the iPhone 13 Pro, I was like, all right, well, putting it on the shelf. But because this microphone supports iPhones. I was like, hey, all right, you're coming out from the grave. So I used that, and basically it was a boom microphone. And it was a whole like I had my friend Fumio Matsumoto. I love you, bro. Thank you so much for joining in and becoming my lovely boom operator, and Michaela for carrying a lot of the audio, the pole, and everyone else that also helped carry the pole. Like it was a very like collaborative work with that boom like microphone. But yeah, that we used that, and basically it made it pretty easy. I never really used. I never at all used the audio from my phone, because I preferred the audio from the video mic. The $300 microphone.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, we use that.
So you use that with a $300 microphone?
Yep.
Nice.
And then.
So I prefer XLRs.
Yeah. So I was like looking at those, but I was like, oh my gosh. The budget. I was like, oh my god, I'm spending so much money.
Yeah. So okay. So you did that, and you did the audio, and then you said you had to do some ADR.
Yep. So there's a few.
And explain to everyone. What ADR, because there are some people. I know I explain a lot of things, but there are people who are stumbling into this for the first time, and if we're saying anybody can make a movie with a phone, that doesn't mean that everybody's going to know all this terminology.
Yeah, so I gotcha. Hey, check it. All right, so ADR, automated dialogue replacement. So basically, what's going to happen, you could, let's say when you film something and the audio is bad, you could fix it in post while using the same microphone that you used and just re-record the lines. Just make sure, your actor says it, lip-syncing it while watching the footage. But we did a handful of ADR work on this with the microphone, and thankfully my Spider-Man and Ezekiel, they have condenser microphones, and because they sound so good, and I was able to use room tone. Room tone is basically where you record just 30 seconds of silence of your set. So you really don't need more than 10 seconds of room tone. And then you can loop it. Yeah, for me, think I use a half second of room tone.
I remember somebody one time saying, "Yeah, we did 6 minutes." I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
That is too much. That's too much. That's too much. For the reason why I did 30 seconds, because obviously we're filming in downtown. That is loud. So I just needed there at least 2 seconds of silence somewhere. But yeah, we did room tone, and once you do room tone with the ADR, it sounds fine. It literally sounds like no one can really notice.
I was thinking while you were saying that, you could literally, as long as it hasn't changed too much, you could literally play it back on a phone, since you were using a different one for the audio.
Yeah.
And you could play it back on the phone and do it right there and then, right after shooting.
Yep. Yeah. Basically, so I think we've done that for
And that way you don't need to use a track or anything for room tone.
Yeah. I think we did that for one of the scenes in Field Day. I won't say spoilers, but yeah.
Yeah, it just dawned on me that's another thing, to share with everyone. And you should always, it's easy to forget when you start filming to shoot some room tone.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like room tone is very necessary when it comes to audio. Because let's say if you want to make an adjustment with the two actors, let's say you want these two actors to speak at the same time, but they spoke separately. With room tone, you can make it work. But yeah, I'm really proud of the audio work I did for Field Day. It's a lot. It's a lot.
So let's do this for. I want to play a game with you.
Ooh, let's do this.
You ready for this?
I'm competitive.
All right, we haven't done this in a while. But basically, I'm going to give you... Hold on, where's my timer?
Oh, no.
Going to give you about... Like I said, we used to do this a while back.
Oh.
So I'm going to give you 10... No, not minutes.
What?
My phone is minutes? No.
10 hours.
We want to give you... I'm going to give you 12 seconds because today is the 12th when we're recording this.
Ooh.
I'm going to give you 12 seconds.
Uh-huh.
And what I want you to do in 12 seconds is give everybody you can think of a shout out.
Oh.
And this is the deal, because I know we would have to do a separate podcast episode just for you to give a shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm putting you on the spot. No one can get mad at you if you missed them.
Yeah, please. It's nothing personal, I swear.
No, I just put Jasper on the spot. You can blame me. Come to the film festival.
12 seconds,
and let me
easy.
know.
Let's do this. Let's do
You
this.
can
Let's
hate
do this.
on me. All right. Ready?
Ready.
And action.
Michaela Gonzalez, Ezekiel Reniel, Hugo Gonzalez, Spider-Man, John Sorno, I love you, man. Gretchen Conrad, Devante, Shane, Tyler Gilbert, you are a beast. Terrion Chun, Tristan, no! Fumi! Oh no! Fumi! Oh my gosh, this list is so long. There's so many people that worked on this.
I know. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. This was
No,
fun.
I'm
That was
not
fun.
Sorry. I think this is fun.
This is torture.
Why don't we close this out now? First, share just a few little things. First of all, where can everyone find you?
Everyone can find me on Instagram, Jasper Capalad, no space, all lowercase. I'm on Twitter too, but I like memes on Twitter, so it's like if you want to see my memes, my humor, maybe you can join. But I also, there's like film stuff I tweet. That one's capital J, Jasper, capital C, and then O official, so Jasper Co-official. I'm mostly active on Instagram though, to be honest. I also post casting calls, so if anyone in San Diego wants to do something or LA, I would love to work with you. Yeah.
Jasper, do you have a website or anything?
I actually don't.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
I should probably get on that.
Well, because you've got a lot of things, you got your videos for your films, but you've also got, you could put your portfolio on there for acting, your music. Acting. Yeah.
That's actually not a bad idea. I never really thought about that. And also, quote unquote, starting a production company, quote unquote.
Right. There you go. So you could do the about page, could be all about all that you do for your production company.
That's not a bad idea.
So I'm giving you all the advice. I'll send you an invoice later.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding.
Bruh.
What would be now just to really end this, because we were just teasing you before.
Yeah.
What would be some good advice that you have for someone who wants to make a fan film, a cosplay film?
Oh my gosh. Have fun with it and treat your cast and crew with care. It's a fan film. Have fun with it. You don't want to be known for that guy that wanted to make a Spider-Man movie and everyone had a terrible experience with you. Have fun with it. Be collaborative. If there is pay, pay them well. If you can't pay them, food, snacks, gas, whatever. But just, if you want to make it, have fun with it. Have fun with it, man. Don't stress yourself out too much. This is something you love, so treat it with love. But yeah, if it's a fan film or film in general, have fun with it. Just be communicative and, get the right people. If you can't get the right people, hey, do everything yourself. That's what I did. I did almost a lot of the stuff here by myself. I never, anyway, I don't want to say that, but it's a very collaborative work too. So really, in the end, just have fun.
If you're a producer, if you're a filmmaker, you're a producer. Feed your people.
Yes.
No matter
always.
what, feed them.
No matter what, yes. Always get them food. I got pizza, I got chips, I got soda. I got a lot of goodies for my homies. That's if you can't pay them, food and snacks, that's the way to go. And, give them rides if they need rides.
Yeah, whatever it takes. And
whatever it takes.
Don't let the barriers get to you. Like Jasper said, do it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I produced this whole thing. It was a lot. It was a lot of work, but
you did. You wrote it.
Yeah, I wrote it. I directed it.
you do play a part in it.
Yeah, I play like a really tiny cameo.
Yeah. And you directed it and you filmed it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So you just you just gotta do whatever it takes.
I think it's a very inspiring story, Jasper, that you did all that and you won in a film festival competing with, films that blew you away.
Yeah.
That were not even shot with a phone. And I think that's very inspiring. And I hope that our listeners are inspired. Oh, speaking of our listeners, Jasper, why don't you say goodbye to our listeners?
Oh, well, guys, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. It really is like an honor to be on this. And I'm really excited for you guys to like watch this film. I have other projects on the way. And I'm really excited for, to continue working on everything with my phone. But again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It means the world. It means the world for Susie. And your support means the absolute world. Like, please follow me. I'll follow you back. We're cool. Be cool. But thank you guys so much. And you guys have a good rest of your day or night. Bye.